Hey guys, welcome to another video of me spending the money on bullcrap so you wouldn't have to. So this is second video of me trying to test out the copy trader. I've already done one video about this service and I've back tested 1 year of data. I had uploaded all of the results in my Google Drive and I shared the results with the group's owner and I've gotten the response. For now, let's look at my screen. So first of all, I was impressed that he basically responded to all of my inquiries. So first of all, I basically just told him that I got negative from backtesting the results from the December of the last year till basically October 10th, so at this point it was about a month ago. And here are my settings. I've also mentioned that in my previous video. So basically I have the 100x leverage coming from my broker, and for the back test I've used $10 per order, so I could basically just get the same results. So these are the results. So if you watched the previous video, you might know that there is basically three channels that he is providing. So first of all, there are the worst copy traders, and these are the results I've gotten from it. Then he has a high risk channels that he basically summed it up into one channel. So these are the results for that one. And of course the third group is the low risk. So I've gotten these types of the results, which basically came from trading $10 for each position. And frankly, the response from him was fair enough, because if he keeps on updating those codes, so my 1 year of backtest could have been a stretch for it. I basically should have backtested each channel by pinpointing which date the latest code for the copier was posted in the pinned message. So this is what I'm talking about. Say, let's try and have a look at the worst copy traders. So if you watched the videos on YouTube by him, you would know that this group by design is supposed to be the sum of all the channels that consistently doing bad for each month, and he basically just summed all of them into one channel, and he basically reverses all of their trades because their track record over historical data have proven that they are going negative all the time. So the solution is to reverse all of their trades and turn the losing strategies into the profitable ones. There are two ways to reverse it. I'll talk about it later down in the video. But first let me explain how the backtesting I've done in the last video was not credible. So if we go ahead and follow the pinned messages right here, we should eventually stumble upon the code right here. So this code was posted August 22nd this year. So I've backtested from the December of the last year. Instead, I should have basically backtested this latest code from the August 22nd. Also, if you're not sure which code is the latest, you can always go ahead into Telegram, go ahead and find this magnifying glass and type in the search, say, code. If we extend this a bit, we can see that there are basically two codes provided. So one was, I think, on February 6th, yes, and then we have a more later one which was again on the August 22nd. So since this is the new and latest code, I should have basically backtested from the August 22nd to get the best results. So I will do these back tests in a different video. Now guys, let's get one thing clear. So if you're watching this, I'm guessing that you came here by looking for a ways to make money. Fair enough. I do the same thing on this channel. And this service, the Copy Trader VIP, all these three channels, that this guy Antonio Angotti is providing is basically designed to make money passively by historical data, if you will, which is fair enough. So, but that doesn't really mean that I should be consistently profitable each day, each week, each month. So if you've ever traded, you will know that trading is basically just a roller coaster going up and down. Same thing right here. All of these groups, even the high risk or low risk ones, or even the worst copy traders, all of them have their best days and their worst days. And if you're getting, say, negative on your first day by expecting of being a profitable, so that doesn't really work like that. It doesn't matter what you're getting today. The only thing matters what you will be having at the end of the month. So keep that in mind. Now, another real important thing, I've gotten back to the bottom of this channel. If we follow all of these pin messages, so first of all, always read about what the pin messages is telling you. You will find lots of useful information, maybe some type of updates or maybe new rosters. But another type of thing that you always should be looking for is guide. So if I follow the pin messages, you will see that there is a guide provided by the provider. So we can always click and follow through how should we set up everything correctly. If you will notice, this is the Google Docs link, so this is pretty safe link. If I go ahead and click on it, I will find the guide of how to set up the worst copy traders channel. So basically this guide is just telling you how to set up everything correctly. Basically you just get yourself a code as I've shown you in the previous video. You throw that code in via settings in the copy trading software, and basically you just leave it like that. You should ignore the front end risk management, at least for this particular example, because the real risk management comes from the tab called T-Copy. Now, why is that important? If we go back to the worst copy traders VIP, each trade comes up with the predefined lot sizes. So if I understand it correctly, each pair has the lot sizes worth of around $100. But what if you don't have a $100 to trade, or you want to use the low sums of money to maybe try and test this channel out? This is where this guide comes in, and this is where this T-Copy tab comes in. So if we go to the T-Copy tab, we will find this lot size after text lots multiplied by 0.01. I personally have chosen to, at least for now, use 0.01 because I don't want to risk, at least for the moment, $100. So I'm using 0.01, which is around 10%, as he has explained here. So instead of using $100, I'm using 0.01, which is 10%, which is $10. This is basically, for me, acceptable amount of money to try and test out this channel. So if you follow this whole guide, it's pretty comprehensible and you should be able to set up everything correctly. And also same type of thing goes with the other two channels. So if you will go to the pinned comments, you should be able to find the guide if he has provided. Now, another thing I've forgotten to mention in this video, at the moment of shooting this video, right now is the 7th of November, and I've been testing all of these 3 groups on live account for the first week. And I think I've mentioned everything you should know, at least for now, before I will show you the results. Okay, drum roll please. So as you can see, I have 2 groups that are making me money. This guy is basically best used for manual trading. So the software is picking his trades up, but there is a lag and delay to it, because first he tells to buy and only then sends out the take profit and stop loss levels, which is usually delayed by the message within maybe 2 minutes. So in those 2 minutes, sometimes the market moves and your chances for the larger take profits just basically erodes. So it's best to use this guy with manual trading. I will remove this a bit later, but what we are looking at right here is these first 3 groups. So let's start with the high risks. For the first week I hadn't gotten a single trade from these guys. So if we go down with the Telegram, as you can see, the latest trade that occurred in this group was on the October 23rd. Same thing with the low risk. So if we go down to the low risk channel, the last trade was taken on the October 31st. So not a single trade this week from this channel. So I of course was expecting at least a single trade this week, but as you can see there are no trades for this week. But for the worst copy traders there was definitely some action. So as you can see I have a negative $40 for this week, and keep in mind that for each trade I was using $10. So right now at this point I basically have minus 4x, which sounds horrible, but hey, that's why we are using small amounts of money to first test out these providers before we start either increasing capital or using live account if we are testing this on the demo account. Now guys, keep in mind that sure, at first glance this whole red thing looks horrible, yes I know, but this is the first week, and as I've mentioned before in this video, there are ups and downs. The trading is like roller coaster, and this could have been just a bad week for them. 1 week of data is by far not enough to get some conclusions. However, if I keep this say for a month, and I will see that this is constantly losing money for me, I can just go ahead and click edit settings. Here are all the settings for the channel to do the automations. Now if we click right here and go to the Pro tab, we will see the reverse strategy functions. There are 2 ways to reverse it. If we click on this question mark, so the first function is basically just using the same setup but trading completely opposite direction, and the V2 reversal function is basically completely inverting the setup with the same distance of take profit and stop loss. So the only problem with this function, at least for me in this particular instance, if I were to reverse it, that would basically mean completely different strategy. So I'm not gonna do that because new strategy suggests that I need a data to basically prove it, which I don't have any. However, what I do have is a losing data, which I showed you already, the minus $40. So this is compatible with this function. So reverse strategy, I guess this is a V1 or something. So basically I will be using the same trades, same setup, but completely opposite direction. So if my say stop loss is 30 pips, then reversing it, the 30 pips will be the take profit distance. However, if I were to use the V2, say my original take profit was 30 pips and stop loss was 50 pips, I could just inverse it with the V2, and all of a sudden my previous stop loss, which was 50 pips, becomes take profit, and vice versa with the stop loss. So if I were to do this, I'm not sure what would happen. However, I do have enough data to do this function, so if I were to reverse everything, I would use this guy. So basically what I'm saying, if I were to click this function a week ago, this minus 40 bucks would be 40 bucks of profits, and since I'm using the 10 bucks for each trade, I would have essentially quadrupled my money. So this is very important. Never make emotional decisions, always make your decisions based on the available data. So I guess that's about it. This is how my first week by trading the copy trader went. So the first week, of course, it was negative. Maybe the second week will be positive. I'm not sure. If the second week will be positive, then I will keep the same settings. However, if I will see that it is negative, even though I know it should be positive, I will try to reverse it with V1 and then keep it like that for the second and a half of the month. Now I think video is getting pretty long enough. I don't want to keep your time too much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and comment, and of course subscribe. That means a lot. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you found anything that I may have made mistake on, so I can just fix it and let you know. For the moment, I will keep the setup as it is. I will update you in the next weekend. I hope I will make some money. If I won't, I will try to reverse it and get profits off of that. Stay happy, stay safe, and know that you matter. Bye.